What's up, everybody? We are back, and today we're going to talk about 8 Billion Genies. This is a new book from Image Comics. It's by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. This is the San Diego Comic Con exclusive edition with a different cover that's all shiny and all this, and it's got the little genie design, which is super cute. I love the genie design. It's kind of a risky thing to do. You've got like a serious story that gets kind of wacky and pretty dark in spots. To do a design like this, is a bit of a risk because it's such a stark contrast to everything else in there. But I also see like they're selling plush toys of this now, so they really did a good job on that level. So basically, there's this bar, and what happens is like 8 billion people becomes the population of the Earth, and the genies show up at that point, and everybody gets their own wish simultaneously. So all these people get these little happy little go lucky genies who are really kind of creepy in their cuteness. It's creepy cute, right? And it starts out, there's a band in there, there's this Asian couple in there, there's a bartender and a couple other people. And the band, like one of the girls, wishes for one of the bartender guys to fall in love with him. The bartender says, I want nothing outside to be able to impact this bar. So the bar actually becomes this like safe haven where the genies and the wishes don't do anything. So when the girl steps outside to make the wish, it actually fizzles out because the bar wish precedes it. So there's all this like internal logic with the wishes that goes along, which gets kind of crazy. Now, it gets kind of wild. And you see this right here, the first 10 minutes. Here's the population of the world, and here's the genie population. Automatically, as things change, we got a square Earth because somebody wished for it. And this goes along. I actually love these pages where it does this, and it gives a little variation on the Earth. Like things look just a little tweak different depending on what the pages are and where we are at and things. It gives a running tally of the human population, the genie population. I love that. You get at least one of those per issue, and it's super helpful. And it also gives the time frame of how long it's been since the genies show up. It's really good on this level. Now, super expressive art all the way around. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, and so very enjoyable on the art level, very enjoyable on the story level. The characters are pretty memorable in themselves. Now, a couple of them, like the Asian man wants to go and protect his family. He has a noble wish, and he ends up being able to do so. And then eventually they have a daughter and so forth. As this like genie world goes along, and it goes into like years of genie world. So in the first day, a lot of people get rid of their wishes, and then people start to hoard them as this goes on. It gets pretty interesting because they see that like, oh, wishes are actually valuable currency. Everybody just gets one wish, and then the genie fizzles out. And the bartender is kind of mysterious. Eventually, he says he is a genie. And then you learn a bit about how this whole system works at this. Now, the genies have a little bit of agency, which is kind of neat. And they get to like interpret the wishes as they want. And they do so sometimes. And sometimes they do it literally. It just depends on how things go. And the way that people phrase things is very important, too. If you phrase things in a certain way, you can kind of take away the genies' agencies. They don't like that, by the way. They also don't like wishes that impact like the global sort of scenario. If it's just impacts one person or whatever, it feels as it is. And so the genies will start to turn against people. It's really interesting. And now there's this one guy who calls himself the Idea Man, and he really wants to just take over the world through all this stuff because he's like before all the genie stuff, he was kind of a very unself-assured guy. And now he sees a way to take power here. Now, one of the kids becomes a superhero throughout all this. There's a bunch of superheroes, and the superhero ends up working for the Ideas guy. His power is that everybody will believe in him. And so he makes things worse. The havens get crazier as things go along. And there's some good personal dynamics between the band members. There's a gal and two guys. And you start to kind of like really feel for them over the course of these things. Now, the kid who's a superhero, his father's wish was to bring back his mother. Now, that's the other interesting part of all this. So when people get brought back from the dead or whatever, we see a Jim Morrison show up with the band at some point. They are remnants. They're like kind of not real people. They'll die as soon as the person who wished for them dies. So they're not actually all the way real. And as you can see, it goes into the first 8 decades. And then some people, because their wishes end up kind of like immortal. And it gets down to just a couple people towards the end of this run. And we learn that the genies like show up whenever there's 8 billion people, they show up. I'm all the way to the covers and stuff at the end now. Um, and because of that, they do their thing, and then it cycles again every few thousand years until it gets back to 8 billion people. I don't know why that's the number, but it is. And and then it goes in perpetuity like that. And the last wish, the last genie actually gets to transcend into the next world and become a human. And so that's how it kind of works. Pretty neat stuff on that level. And so they go down to the last wish, and in this one, the final wish is kind of this touching thing. And of course, the message here is like love and caring for other people is actually what's most important. And that last wish kind of breaks the cycle to end the book here. Really well done all the way around. It meandered a lot on some character stuff, which was actually really enjoyable because you got to just kind of see the characters develop and see the world develop through this. Art was good all around. Like I said, I really love the design of the genies. It just entertains me to see these little like goofy looking things, but yet they're creepy at the same time. I thought that was a little clever touch here. And it is getting adapted into an Amazon Prime series. So we'll see how that goes when that actually comes out. That's pretty cool. This is sold out from the SDCC version. And I found out, this was annoying, that both the writer and the artist were there signing, and Ryan Brown was actually doing sketches for these, which, dang, I'm so mad I missed that. But whatever, I got a good book out of it. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So this was highly entertaining. I do recommend picking up the regular version of this, and it is a deluxe edition with oversized art, which is nice. It will be available in stores, I think, now. And so go grab that. It's a good book. We'll call this an 8.5 out of 10, and enjoyable stuff. Hit the like and subscribe button. We will be back soon.